Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a game changer for content creators and filmmakers alike, the Comica VM40 wireless shotgun microphone. This microphone boasts features such as 48 kilohertz and 32-bit float recording and a 14mm gold-plated capsule with built-in 32 gigabytes of storage. But does it live up to the hype? Well, let's find out. Right out the box, the VM40 impresses with a sleek design and solid build quality. The package includes the microphone, a shock mount, a windscreen, and all the unnecessary cables for various devices. It's clear that Comica has put thought into providing a comprehensive setup for users. Every cable is labeled to what device it needs to hook up to, as well as having adapters for mounting onto boom arms, any kind of threading that you would need. But the biggest standout feature is the 48 hertz and 32-bit float recording capability. This ensures high dynamic range, allowing for lossless audio adjustments in post-production, a boon for professionals. The 14mm gold-plated capsule with a supercardioid pickup pattern ensures precise sound capture and minimalizing ambient noise. Additionally, the built-in 32 gigs of storage offers up to 40 hours of uncompressed audio backup, providing peace of mind during extended shoots. Now let's dive into some technical specifications that make the Comica VM40 a standout choice for professionals. The VM40 integrates with the wireless RF module and supporting both wired and wireless transmission modes. This dual channel functionality offers flexibility for various recording scenarios. So on the actual RF module that you get right here, you can see that you have the channel and you have the microphone itself. If you have the combo pack, there will be two audio channels right here that you can see by this bar. There will be two of them, and at the top of the module you do get the channel 1 and denoise button, the mode and power button, and then the channel 2 and record button. On the side there's nothing here. At the bottom you get the USB Type-C charging port. You can use the module and the microphone while they're charging. I have never had a problem with that, even on the VM30 that I'm using right now. And then you have a recessed link button, as well as a out and headphone port right there, and that's all you get on the module itself. On the microphone itself you get a safety track button, as well as the power button that will turn on and show blue and turn red when you turn it off. Recording, again, when you hit it, whatever, it will turn red and let you know it's recording, and it will also say it on the microphone. You have the low pass and high pass filter and low pass filter, so these filters are good if you really need it. On the side here you have the USB port to charge the microphone. Again, you have that recessed linking button, and you do have that out button, and this is how you just would plug this microphone into your computer or to straight to your camera, whatever you want to do. If you want to bypass this, or maybe you're using this to go into your camera but you want to record into another camera or into your PC, phone, whatever, you just use this out, and you can do both at the same time. So you got that simultaneously recording, and you can also record internally at the same time. So you got three ways of recording if you want to do that. Then you got this sleek design right here with the grills on the side of the microphone. Now let's talk about the app. To fully harness the capabilities of the Comica VM40, the dedicated Comica audio app offers a suite of features for seamlessly controlling and customizing your experience with the VM40. Here's a step-by-step guide getting started. To download the app, search for the Comica Audio in your device's app store and download the application. Now, as you can see right here, I have the app pulled up. I am using the Google Play Store to be able to pick up this app, and then you can see I have click to add device, and then you see start scanning for the Bluetooth. My phone's Bluetooth is on, so we're going to go ahead and scan it, and it needs permission, so I'm gonna go ahead and allow access to it, and then you see it instantly pops up. We're going to go ahead and click connect, and now it's saying that it's connected. And after it's connected, you can see right here that we have it popped up. Maybe more devices are going to be added into their actual software, as far as them allowing more products to be able to use this app, and that would be really cool in the future. But as you can see up here, we have the gain control for each microphone. We have the mode to be able to select from mono, stereo, etc. And you also have a denoise that is off, and you have a low and high for it, and you have confirmations or cancel. With the denoise, I've talked about this before in the past. I don't think we're there yet with microphones as far as like doing it before you go into post-production. So I use post-production software, AI stuff, to be able to get rid of noise and everything. I just prefer not to use microphones with them. It's not a knock to Comica, it's just personal preference. But down here you see transmitter 1 and 2. So if you get the second microphone, you can add it through the software as far as the app goes, or you can add it through the RF receiver to be able to go ahead and add that secondary microphone later. And right here you have a red record button. You do have the record time, so you can see the 32-bit float if that's enabled. You also see the times for each device, meaning if they're charged or not, how much time you have left as far as on the battery. You have the low cut down below, you have the high frequency boost at the switch right there in the middle, and then you have the mute on the side. Me personally, I would have loved to have the mute button like right here and be big like the record button, because that's personal preference. But having to sit here and individually tap wherever, it's kind of, yeah, it's just a personal nitpick. But overall, the app is very intuitive, straightforward. There's really no reason to go over in depth of anything else, because like I said, it's just pretty much dummy proof, easy to set up, easy to use. The reason why you would use the app to do any of this is going to be to facilitate you not having to touch the microphone itself, especially if it's boomed overhead over a client or something like that. You don't have to walk over. You can make adjustments on the fly through the actual app. I'm pretty sure since it will work on iOS or Android stuff, you could probably download it on a tablet. I have no way of checking that, but I would imagine so, because I know a lot of people like to use tablets to be a sort of a field monitor or something like that, or be able to control a lot of things. So that's becoming more commonplace, especially with iPads. So I imagine you will be able to, do the same thing, because it's the software. It's not necessarily the fact that it's a cell phone versus a tablet. So I would venture to guess you will be able to do so with that as well. Now, I have tested the VM40 in both wired and wireless modes across different environments inside of my office, because it is really cold outside and it is snowing and we're under a winter advisory. We're having a really bad winter storm and my wife is at work, so I have nowhere to go to really test this outside. And even if I could go somewhere, it is definitely cold out. But the audio quality remained consistently high with clear highs and robust lows. The wireless mode offers a range up to 200 meters in open areas with a stable transmission and a low latency, making it versatile for those various shooting scenarios. I will go ahead and point out, and I will leave a video linked in the description for those who are interested in the distance test and the environment outside, to somebody who did occur some issues with this microphone and dropping signal and stuff, and had talked to Comica and tried to figure things out. And they came down to the conclusion of, if you're using it inside in a mode like this, it's perfectly fine. But if you wanted to go out and use it like wirelessly, and you're gonna go some distance from your camera, reasonable distance from your camera, you're still probably gonna want to have that 32-bit float internal recording, because again, that's the whole purpose of recording internally into the microphone, to make sure that your audio is saved when you're recording. So any rule of thumb I would suggest is, if you're doing any kind of distance and you want to have that backup, make sure you click record internally. For those who've seen my review on the Comica VM30, though, I have done 2 of them and an updated review just fairly recently, you would notice that the VM40 builds upon the predecessor's strengths, adding features like dual channel recording, onboard storage. If you haven't checked out that review, I'll leave it linked in the product review playlist at the end of this video as a separate video, so you can go ahead and check that out when you're done with this one. Like I said before, that internal recording might be in a studio environment like me, who don't have the best sound acoustics or treatment or anything like that. Maybe their room is very echoey or something. It helps you just in case if you run into the issue that I have run into with certain XLR interfaces or any audio interfaces, where you're running software and it needs to be run on your computer, and you have this hooked up to your computer and you're recording straight into OBS like I do, and that software just crashes on you or something like that. It allows you to have that backup recording to be able to use it. The way I'm doing stuff and the way I tested stuff was actually with the Beacon Studio, and what you're hearing right now is the microphone attached to the Beacon Studio to a 3.5 millimeter jack to XLR connector that you can find on Amazon. It's like around 10 bucks or something like that. The one I got, at least when I purchased it, it was around 10 bucks. And it just goes in the back of your XLR interface to the XLR port, and then you plug in the receiver that you get from the Comica VM40 or 30. Actual setup for my XLR interface over there, the Beacon Studio, is actually over on my streaming, gaming, and editing rig on that table over there. And my YouTube studio obviously has the VM40, and that's the way I did with the VM30 as well. So it's a good workaround to be able to have a really good microphone, and it gives you the ability to take the microphone off its microphone boom arm, walk around your room, have different shots and angles and everything. And if, as long as you have a capture card that's recording your camera footage and stuff into OBS, you can literally take your camera and microphone anywhere within your room. And if you don't like microphones in the shot because you don't want to wear a wireless microphone like a little lapel mic, or you don't want to have a XLR microphone in the shot, you want it to be completely just you in the picture and your background, then you could use this boomed overhead with no wires and record internally and still have the audio with your video in OBS, but you'll have the premium audio with the 32-bit float recording in the microphone. And then you just go into DaVinci Resolve, and when you bring your footage into DaVinci Resolve, what you're going to do is create a bin. So you're going to right click and create bin, and then you're going to drop your audio from the microphone, and you're going to drop your video into that bin. And then you're going to select both of those files, and then you're going to right click and you're going to sync audio, and then you're going to sync by waveform, and that's going to automatically sync your audio from your microphone, the 32-bit float recording, to your video. So it's already just going to replace it there, the audio from your video. And then you're going to drag that video into your timeline, and then you're going to go into the EQ portion of DaVinci Resolve and EQ to your heart's content until you're happy with it. And then obviously you're going to render your video. That's the best way to go ahead and do it. That's the way I've been doing it with the DJI Mic 2 with the Osmo Pocket 3, and it's been perfectly fine for me. So now let's go into the testing that I did when I put this microphone overhead, like I have for my overhead shot over here. One of the things I want to make of note is when I put this on the microphone, I didn't realize it, but the thing that's inside of the actual dead cat, it scratched against the side of the microphone, and that got picked up because you're forcing it down on the microphone. So it's compressing the dead cat, and then the dead cat, you know, elongates again. So you're gonna have to give it a little bit time, or just play around with it to make sure that it's back to its original shape. Because if you don't, and you just initially start recording and all that stuff, that rubbing against the microphone from the stuff inside, it's going to pick up in your audio. So you're gonna want to wait until it resets and it's back to its original shape before you start recording. But this is plush enough, this is thick enough. I don't think that outside, if it's really windy or wherever, that this wouldn't work. This is going to work in my personal opinion. And again, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the audio that I did capture. And see, this is why I kind of like the Beacon Studio for videos like this, where I can show you guys with no EQ how everything looks, and you can see the waveforms for yourself, how everything looks, and you can probably see the echo that I'm talking about within my room and everything based off my voice. But I'm gonna stop talking so you guys can see like visually a representation of what it sounds like in my room with the Comica VM40. Now, for those wondering or whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and stick on this foam little thing that comes with it on the microphone, and we're gonna see how it does with no EQ and see if this does anything to the waveforms that we're seeing in the Beacon Studio. Okay, as you can see, I've put the little furry or the foam windscreen on, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it's showing for the Beacon Studio. All right, so I just took off the foam windscreen, and now we're gonna put on this big dead cat that they have, this big windscreen or whatever. Hopefully these typically work a little bit better in my room space instead of these foam ones, just because it cuts out pretty much the fan noise from my two PCs and the fan that's going on in the background and stuff like that. So we'll see if this does anything whatever as far as cutting down that noise and maybe helping out a little bit with isolating my voice a little bit more. I don't know, we'll have to see. All right, as you can see, I got it hooked up, and let's go ahead and check out those waveforms. Okay, so visually, from what I'm seeing, this one does help out a little bit towards the red dot you can see on the Beacon Studio. It looked like it did a little something. I'm not seeing too much of a difference though, so that's just really gonna probably help out more so if you're recording internally into the microphone and you go to EQ, maybe this will help a little bit more. And obviously, if I was in a more windier environment, so I probably would just leave this one on because I do have, like I said, PC fan noise. I have other things that are going on, but this is kind of one of the downsides. As you can see here visually, the microphone is where I would want it to be as far as recording and everything, but because this windscreen, this dead cat or whatever, is so thick, even in comparison to the foam, wasn't really sticking on screen. But if you have your microphone in an ideal placement right above you or wherever, and you're recording like this, if you're just recording, directly into your recording source instead of using the 32-bit float, obviously this is potentially going to be a problem. All right, so to wrap up this video, what I would think most people should be able to do is hook this up to their XLR interface using that adapter, like I said before, and I'll leave it linked in the description, and to record internally into the microphone if they're gonna boom it out of the shot, just to make sure that if their audio interface is not EQing the microphone correctly or the way they want, or maybe they just want a backup of the audio just in case because they're already using DaVinci Resolve and it's easy to go ahead and sync up the audio with the video if you're recording internally into your camera or you're recording through OBS like me. This is just a safer, easier way to make sure that nothing messes up as far as when you're ready to edit. Very beneficial there. And if I can't make it clear enough, this gives my full seal of approval. It's very exclusive as far as that category goes because I've been doing product reviews for probably about 3 years now, going on 4. And I've only given out a handful of those rewards, and this is going to be the microphone that I recommend to any content creator out there who is worth their grain of salt, who is going to be taking content creation seriously, and they're going to be a variety content creator. They can use this for live streaming, podcasting if they get the combo kit, and you can also get the single kit right now, and then in the future get another single kit, and you can sync up that new microphone to the receiver and use them in tandem with each other, and obviously record internally and do all the fun stuff. Again, this microphone is going to be highly recommended from me to anybody out there, like I said, who is trying to be a serious content creator, because there's the versatility of it, having that app to sit there and not have to touch your microphone if you have it boomed correctly and you're just sitting down and recording or wherever. Maybe your camera's kind of further away and the microphone's boomed out of the shot, you don't want to reach up and stuff like that. You can just control it on the app that they have, and they have tutorials and everything on their YouTube channel. Again, I will leave it linked in the description for those who want to learn a little bit more about this microphone and how it operates, and just have any questions, maybe they picked it up themselves. Definitely check out the link in the description to the tutorial. To sum it all up, I recommend this microphone. It gets my seal of approval 100%, and I look forward to using this for years to come, in my personal opinion, because I don't see anything else replacing this shotgun microphone for any of my needs. So in conclusion, the Comica VM40 stands out as a versatile and reliable microphone suitable for a range of applications from vlogging to professional filmmaking. Its advanced features and user-friendly design make it worthy investment for those serious about audio quality. But would you pick this up over the VM30? Let me know in the comments down below after you see that VM30 review. If you're interested in purchasing the Comica VM40 or the VM40 combo, I have provided Amazon affiliate links down in the description. These links support the channel at no extra cost to you. Don't forget to check out the product review playlist at the end of this video for more insights into audio gear, including my review of the Comica VM30. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Have a squid-tastic day. God bless you and yours. And deuces, everybody. Much love.